Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into Fuchsia Village against the local sea monster with a level 5 mono-cerebral Shanks built team. And obviously, with the release of the new 6+ Shanks crew, you bet your ass the first place we were going is the local sea monster. And basically, local sea monster was pretty much already free since the release of CatDog, but now it's disgusting. Basically, we have like a 5-man team that can beat it. It's absolutely wild. So huge shout out to my boy Kruby there. We are bringing 6 units, but one of the units on the team is the support rare recruit Brulee. Absolutely wild. To be able to beat the hardest Grand Voyage in the game with like 5 units now is absolutely disgusting. And I have a team for you guys that actually doesn't use V3 Rayleigh. I think there's some other teams that have done it without V3 Rayleigh, but this team is incredibly safe. It's incredibly easy now that Shanks Crew 6+ is a thing, and the Cat Viper 6+ is a thing as well. So if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. But with that said, let's take on the local sea monster once again. Alright, so here we go. The first team is not using a V3 Rayleigh on the team. It's the double Shanks Crew team. So with Shanks Crew 6+, he can now be a color affinity booster, and he can also be a base stat booster. And the way we are operating with this particular team is we want to carry the base stats into the final stage and then use our Shanks to be a color affinity booster. When you are running Shanks as a captain, this base stats and color affinity shenanigans is quite like usable and is quite fun. But there aren't going to be too many situations where you are running 2 Shanks crews per se. But it is nice that they're giving some viability if you ever do run 2 of them. The downside that I do find to utilizing this as a captain is that extra ability to just extend the chain lock by 1 turn. I think it's just, like, it's not valuable. Like, it's like, why? 3 turns is already good enough. We don't need it to be anything longer. So, that's where I think Shanks drew the short straw when it came to his 6+, compared to some of the buffs that, like, Cat Viper and Dogstorm got. And the big one, too, is he's still a chain lock. I think being a chain lock, even though it is 3.75 and it is very high, does hinder your damage quite a lot and become more of a debuff for endgame players. But for new players and early game players, it's definitely not. Carrying it into the final stage means it can't be wiped away. And once upon a time, like, I used to run Shanks Crew religiously. I used to use him for every piece of new content. When Roger and Odin came out as well, I would always still use this guy as a sub, or I would hybrid Roger up with Shanks Crew to get the special bind removal. That utility of special bind is still so elite, because not a lot of other characters can do it. There are a lot more that can do it, but once upon a time, Shanks Crew was literally the only one, and their switch is actually undefeated. On stage 4 against Higuma, we're actually going to use Cat Viper and Dogstorm to remove the attack down, and with the Shoot and Maru support, or the Shuradoji support, we can actually remove 7 turns of it, which works quite nicely. As you guys can see, I did pass a turn on stage 2, and I have been switching with my CatDog and Shanks Crew every turn. CatDog, I did hold off on 1 turn. You do want to make sure that you have your super switches ready to go by the final stage, so that way you can actually utilize the attack boost and the orb boost that Shanks Crew and CatDog provide. On this stage, we want to make sure our captain is quick, and then we use our friend captain's special to give us the chain lock as well as the 3 turns of base stats. Remember, on local sea monster, you actually can't use a base stat booster, so having that carryover from stage 4 into stage 5 allows you to actually bypass that mechanic. With this team too, we don't have any Mr. 3, we don't have any resilience sockets, and we easily tank stage 4. Like, absolutely, like, disgustingly easy. On the final stage, we get 99 turns of chain coefficient reduction, 10 turns of special one on our left column, which goes because of Shanks Crew. We get paralyzed on our right column, but thanks to Perona's Sailor, we get around that. And we also get special reverse on our middle left and bottom right. Law's special, you can use basically at any time of the run. Like, whenever you want to use Law's special, use it. Probably on stage 3 would be the best time, but it's, like, as you guys can see, there's so much damage with this team. It's not something that you really need. But on the final stage, you're going to have the Orb Boost carryover of CatDog, the Chain Lock of Shanks, the end of turn damage from Shanks. You have the Super Switch of Shanks for a 2.25 attack boost, Rainbow. And then you have a conditional boost because of CatDog as well. And the the Perona setting the defense to 0. On the revive, when you do kill the local sea monster, he comes back with 10 turns of damage reduction. You can only use 1 special. And he gives you special blind. He also gives you 10 turns of despair on your captain. So having Kuma on Perona and then using Robin can not only remove all the despair, but you can actually remove all of the damage reduction thanks to Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin on Law, and the Mr. 1 support on Robin. So normally this is where you would use Rayleigh, But with this team, like, we can use the super switches of CatDog to get an orb boost, the super switch of our friend Captain Shanks to give us an attack boost, and as you guys will see here, as soon as Shanks hits, like, we've already killed. Like, we didn't even need that last hit, so easy peasy stuff for my boy Shanks. It was a lot of fun getting it done without V3 Rayleigh, but if you do have V3 Rayleigh, he's an easy slide-in spot for the Law instead of the Robin, and then you can just sort of use something like the Opera support instead to get around more to spare. So let's move on to the next team now. Hey, yo, Stump, is that a 150 Brulee? Yes, sir, that is a 150 support rare recruit Brulee. Shout out to my boy Kruby. We were feeling a little bit brazy one day. We just wanted to ride a bit of a meme, and we decided to 150 a support unit. He decided to do Sora. I decided to do Brulee because I've pulled Brulee so many times. I thought it would be funny to get her to 150. Funny enough, they're both Psy Cerebrals, and Kruby thought it would be funny to just try and bring Sora against this particular piece of content. So I thought, hey, it worked. Let me bring Brulee. Let's slap it in the video. So big shout out to my homie, Sir Crubingtons. Now, this team is led by CatDog, 6+, and uses a friend Captain Shanks Crew. So if you guys don't have Shanks Crew, but you did have the CatDog, like, you can definitely bring a Shanks Crew friend captain. This team was pretty much one of the other teams that we kind of made when 6+ CatDog came out anyway. But some notable things for this team: you want to have Robin Limit Break Expander, just like the last team for the shipbind. You could probably use Viola as well. Like, I don't imagine Viola would have any issues here. And then literally just bring anyone at all to remove paralysis over Brulee. Like, Brulee is just here to show that you can basically get it done with like 5 specials. Like, you don't need that Brulee special at all, which is wild. And even on the last team as well, what you guys saw, like, we didn't need the Law special either. So pretty nuts that we've gone from local sea monster being the most restrictive, most difficult Grand Voyage to now literally a cakewalk, and then obviously we're getting Hawkins as well, so now we have a super type Cerebral. Just super interesting that now we're getting all of these things for local sea monster when this content has been out for so long and they just didn't touch it ever. So super funny that we're basically here now. So as you can see, we are going to stall a turn here. Basically the reason we want to stall 1 turn is to get Shanks' super switch. Stalling 1 turn anywhere is going to help you guys out. Like I said, Shanks' super switch is very good. 2.25 rainbow attack boost. Full water matching slots, just like CatDog, giving the 2x orbs for everyone, and the full water orbs. It's just very powerful. On stage 4, we want to switch into Cat, and then use the CatDog special once again to remove the attack down. And then we're going to use that Ashura Doji support on them to actually get around the attack down. We're going to use our Shanks, our Verse Shanks here. Verse Shanks is going to give us a base stat and an orb boost. It just makes this stage a super easy kill with the color affinity, the orbs, the attack buff from CatDog. But if you use Shanks Crew, sorry, not Shanks Crew, if you use Verse Shanks first, you'll have an orb boost, which means you get a 3-turn conditional boost with CatDog, which is very important. Once we've done that, you can like gobble up some of those Psy orbs if you can, if you haven't already maxed out Verse Shanks' versatility. But having Verse Shanks on the team is very valuable because he gives you a conditional boost on that final stage as well. On the final stage, we are going to come up against Higuma and the Sea Monster. You get a full water orb rotation, orb lock, special one on the left-hand side, paralysis on the right-hand side. There's 1 turn of defense up, 99 turns of chain coefficient reduction and resilience. Plus, there is the blinding debuff as well. So once we get to this stage, because we used Verse Shanks on the previous stage, we get the carryover, which means that he is going to set the defense to 0. You don't really have to do that though, to be honest, because like if you have Shanks' first ability, you'll just set defense to 0 anyway. But just like utilizing Shanks Crew's like special is actually like very valuable. You actually wanted to save that for the revive, but I totally space cadet moded it and I actually used it there. So for this stage, like that was literally a full waste, and this sort of just shows how much damage you have, because ideally you'd just want to use Shanks Crew on the revive stage, because we already have a conditional, we already have the defense down. So I actually, now that I'm recording, I only just realized I blundered that, so that's actually freaking hilarious that we still managed to get this done so goddamn easily with a complete stuff up, which is wild. Robin's special is just literally useless here. We don't even use Robin's special either. She's literally just here for the Bardo support, as well as the ship blind sailor like limit break. So that works out a treat as well, and it's actually just mind-boggling. I'm actually mind-boggled that I just actually did that as well. It's actually wild. Shanks gives you 3 turns color affinity. You have the super switch for an attack boost. Now you get the attack and orbs with Rayleigh. Like, get through the 10 turns of damage reduction. Sanji can buff your attack boost, and then you just use the switch ability of Cat Dog to remove the despair, and it all works out super hunky-dory. How easy was this kill? Okay, there it is there. If you have the conditional boost there as well, that is so free that's not even funny. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Bit of a meme for the local sea monster, but a big shout out to my boy Kruby and the 6+ of Shanks crew getting it done. If you enjoyed the video, about the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.